Hi everyone, welcome back to Goldfries. In this video, I'm going to share to you this board which I think is the best value board for 2024. If you didn't know it yet, I shared about what I think is the best value CPU for 2024, and I've shared about what I think is the best value GPU for 2024. And with those two, obviously we will need a motherboard to pair with them. So my choice is this one, which is the MSI Pro B550M Gen 3. Oh wait, there's a P. I always get confused a bit with the name. Pro B550M-P Gen 3. Now this is a solid motherboard at the price point of RM400, which is about US dollars, say 85, 90, like that. And what do I like about this board? First thing is that it comes with VRM heatsink. It's not a big one, but it's reasonably beefy. So this means this board is good to use even with higher specs CPU, and that's a plus point for this board. The second thing I like is that it comes with 4 DIMM slots, so it's something that you can actually grow with in case you're now using 2x8. Maybe one day you need more RAM, you can slot another 2 sticks of RAM onto the system. Unlike other boards, they just come with 2. You know, those cheap boards are usually like that. But hey, good to have 4 DIMM slots. And then what I like is that even at this price point, this board actually comes with a debug LED where it goes post CPU, RAM, boot, and whatever this happening, an indicator which is very helpful when it comes to troubleshooting your motherboard, or should I say your whole system. Your motherboard tells you the boot process, where is it stuck? Is it stuck at CPU initialization, VGA initialization, or RAM and all that? And up next, these are 3 things are the key things. There's a metal PCIe slot. Now, if you look at the specs of the motherboard, it says that everything is Gen 3. I mean the slots Gen 3, the M.2 connection is Gen 3. However, from my test, I run GPU-Z and I saw, and CPU-Z as well, and I saw that the reading there did not say it's Gen 3. In fact, it says Gen 4 and by 16. So I'm not sure whether I got it right or wrong. Basically, motherboard specs say it's Gen 3, but on my reading it says Gen 4. When I tested, the performance looks like Gen 4. I had to manually turn to Gen 3. So for the sake of discussion, I don't think that Gen 3 is an issue. My numbers are here, the benchmark running the 5900X against the 6900 XT graphics card, and the outcome for a 1080p performance is like this. So other than the outlier, which is Horizon Zero Dawn, if you remove that one, then the difference is pretty much the runtime variance. It's something less than 1% based on last I remember my calculation. So basically, Gen 3, I don't see there's any issue. You can refer to another video there from somewhere else. You guys may know that, yeah, Gen 3 doesn't affect that much when it comes to the graphics card performance. But other things that are, how you say, I wouldn't say lacking. Well, you can say lacking then, fine. For example, there's only three connectors for fan, of which I personally prefer to have at least one more at the front, that even if I manage to daisy chain or whatever the fan, stretching it to the front is a lot easier than routing it to the bottom. At least I feel that way. And then when it comes to, let's say, what was it again? SATA ports, there's 4, which sufficient, but maybe to some of you who wants more than that, may not be sufficient. The USB ports and I/O kind of things, I think they are nice. So no issues of that. The PCIe layout, unfortunately, it's one of the poorer designs of this board, where when you cover up when you have a graphics card, chances are that it's confirmed sure that you can't use one of the slots, and the other one, depending on how big is your card, it may have some obstructions. And then for those of you who like RGB, this board is not for you unless you don't mind powering those, unless your RGB is powered with through the SATA power connection. Those of you who are looking for the 3-pin 5-volt connection, there's no connection over on this board. In fact, the RGB connection is over here, which is a 4-pin type, which is the 12-volt LED type. So you connect your typical 5-volt RGB LEDs, RGB LED strips, it will not be working well. In fact, you might actually burn it. In fact, what I remember, you should be burning it because it's 12 volt. On a typical ARGB strip is 5 volt. So take note on that. Fortunately, the 3-pin ARGB LEDs usually also has three openings, so it will not, luckily for that, it will not be connecting properly. But I digress. Overall, a board, if you're looking to build something affordable and not looking for blings, want something that can support quite high range of CPU, have memory, sufficient SATA connections, 1 and or 2, which to most people is sufficient. After all, 1 boot drive, and you can, this SATA is plenty fine for storage. Yeah, I think this board at RM400 price point is worth your consideration, because sure, there are other boards like what I said. At this price point, I like that mainly is for the VRM heatsink, because it is something that you can support your usage of higher end CPU. While the 4 DIMM slots, personally I don't use 4 DIMMs, but I like that my memory is split, so yeah, so it does not hold that much heat over that area. And then if anything goes wrong with your first 2, in fact on the indicator, on the legend on the board, it says to use these 2 slots first, which is correct. If ever these 2 spots break down or anything, you still have another 2 to use. I think that's a plus point. Not everyone wants to send products in for warranty. And pretty much that. For the lack of fan connectivity, 1 for the exhaust, 1 for the CPU, looks like if you are using a splitter, you could just use this one. Again, I prefer to have it up front, but I guess if you know how to do it with a splitter cable, it's at the bottom, it's fine. So overall, I think good board at RM 400-ish. So if you pair it with the, say, the Ryzen 5 5500 that I highlighted before, it comes to somewhat RM 800-ish, and add a graphics card. Yeah, it's it will help you lower down your cost to have a rig that you can enjoy your gaming sessions with. Alright, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Do remember to subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and bye bye.